All right, it's time for Death Diary 72, The Crises and the Contingency. Now, this is something that has been on the horizon for a little while. In combination with this Death Diary itself, I just came back from Japan and was not able to do any updates. I actually left on June 1st, the day this this actual Death Diary came out, and I spent like a good day and a half recording the backlog, which ran out this Saturday. So there you go. Death Diary 72. Let's get underway here. So we're going to be talking about some improvements within the game mechanics, and specifically the game details at the start of the game are going to be a little bit overhauled in terms of what sort of stuff we can expect from the crises, specifically the crisis strength. Now, right now, you can, I believe, turn off or turn on the crises themselves. However, this is going to be replaced with the modifier for crisis strength, and you can basically change the strength there. Also, I see primitive civilizations have now been added as well, so that is definitely something that is interesting in that regard. But yeah, you'll be able to turn them on or off, or all the way down from 0.25% of their base power, which is pretty massive, or likely unstoppable 5 times as much power to their fleets. This is not really specified whether or not this is in the individual strength per ship, shield, and armor. It's more, I would not be surprised if this is an overall boost to the individual fleet power per fleet in general, which basically means that we'll just have larger enemy fleets that are obviously with more alpha. It takes more firepower to kill them, and especially in case of, say, the Unbidden, so having them spawn more often is going to be problematic to counter. Now, the Praetorian Scourge have been fixed a little bit in terms of their spawn rate. Apparently, there was a problem in the game where the Fallen Empires were considered to be part of the modifier for the Unbidden spawn mechanic, and especially if you had some of the Empires, one particular type of the Fallen Empire, I think it's the Holy One that gets this side jump drive, you would probably have a chance of having it spawn relatively quickly. So that is at least something interesting. So that's all about the crisis strength. Now we get to the important part, the part that I've been looking forward to for quite some time, mainly because I've been having a lot of problems with it, and that is, of course, what is referred to as the contingency. The contingency is the new, complete rebuild of the AI uprising. Now, for those of you who know how the AI uprising works, if you have synthetic technology, you have the potential of them rising up, Skynet style, and basically all your synth workers will try to overthrow your worlds and try to join the synthetic imperium. Effectively, Skynet, and I believe the logo for it is, in fact, Skynet. It was incredibly weak and very easy to counter. The robots, the AI, and all that stuff, not particularly difficult to deal with. And as the Death Diary actually also refers to it as the spaceport destruction simulator, because the synths wouldn't necessarily attack you. You could obviously destroy their worlds. However, they would also be subversive and destroy your spaceports. And that should be different within the game. Also, getting it to spawn is rather difficult. So, here's the thing. Contingency. So, Contingency is an ancient AI whose purpose appears to be to sterilize the galaxy of all higher biological life and control and or destroy other synthetic life forms. Basically, they're the Reapers. Now, of course, we have, as always, ignored any sort of stories regarding the Reapers. Thank you, you Turian asshole. And, yeah, basically at the start of the game, it will spawn somewhere. It will have a dormant broadcasting signal across the galaxy that will affect synthetics in unpredictable ways. The chance of the contingency waking up is directly tied to the prevalence of synthetic life in the galaxy, and should it wake, it will attempt to use its signal to control synthetics and force them to aid it in its implacable task of galactic sterilization. Unlike the previous AI crisis, Contingency has a formidable fleet and to which to carry out its task, and has to be fought in both space and at home, as it uses both subversion and infiltration to soften up its targets before the sterilization fleet arrives. Now, this is interesting, and particularly the last bit of that description. Subversion and infiltration to soften up its targets. I have a theory about this particular thing, and that is that Paradox is currently working on building a infiltration and subversion system within the confines of Stellaris. Basically to have naval intelligence to be usable in an interesting way. Now, spying and infiltration and subversion is currently not in the game in any way, shape, or form. However, I would not be surprised if contingency is the way for the devs to add this system to the game, see how it works in a live environment, and then use that in order to roll it out on a user level. So this could be very interesting in 1.8 to see, the contingency being a sort of prototype system when it comes to infiltration and subversion. I'm really looking forward how that's going to go. Of course, this is all conjecture. Whether or not this is the case is a whole different question. And of course, when it comes to these AI uprisings, I will have to redo the video. The video I have for it right now is one of the earliest ones I've had. It's not particularly good, so we need to take a look at that. In addition, just as with the extra dimensions and the Scourgers, additional events and hidden lore to be discovered regarding the contingency and the synthetic empires will have special interactions and challenges related to it. So if you are a robotic empire, something like a mechanists that goes up for technological ascension, then you will have a new way of looking at the contingency. But yeah, the contingency, the new AI uprising, and it also looks like there's going to be a bunch of mid-game events being added as well. That's for 1.8. This was Def Diary 72 on Crises and Contingency. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, feel free to drop a like and or subscribe. If you didn't like it, well, the dislike button is there as well. I am back in action coming out of vacation. It's time to do some cool videos. Tomorrow, we're going to have Def Diary 72, which is going to be about the next update, 1.8.